Welcome back to Passionate World Talk Radio. Educate, enlighten, entertain. You can also hear me on Cool Your Heels with Lillian on AMFM247.com every Tuesday evening from 8 to 9 p.m. And today our special guest is, quote, the Snow Bunny, unquote,
Hello.
or if she wants to be known by her real name, I will let her do the talking. So good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So,
Hmm.
Snow Bunny, you are releasing a single called Daddy's Little Girl,
I am. It comes out
and
tomorrow.
it comes out tomorrow. So, why don't
Yes,
you
ma'am.
tell everybody why you titled it that way and why you feel it's so important that especially women listen to it?
Well, for starters, it's empowering. It's just about a little girl turning into a woman, feeling empowered, feeling brave, confident. Confidence is the main key, and it's just a reminder to women to do things independently and be proud of it. Don't feel like they need someone else to help them if they are completely capable to do it themselves. Never forget their
Absolutely.
worth.
So, we should get rid of that a shining white knight on his shining white horse
Yeah,
holding
absolutely.
the head of the dragon George.
Yes, those days are over.
And what should they see or not see in its place?
Well, I mean, I believe maybe if it's going to be anything, it should be a man and a woman. If it is going to be anything, um, but I would prefer. How about we just have a beautiful white horse, so we
Yes,
can.
with a horn. Let's
Yeah,
not forget the
yeah,
horn. Very
yeah.
important.
Yes.
I realize that when you're listening a lot to the music, I like listening to swing music,
Oh
but
yeah.
every single song produced during that time has men, mostly men, with a few women talking about love, sex in a very way, and how a woman is or perceived by men. And of course, that is taken into the corporate world as well. And as a female artist, you are really literally throwing yourself not so much a glass window, but a volcano wall of fire.
Exactly. I think that's where being a strong woman really comes to play. Because if you are doing like 90%, 10%, one foot in being like this, you know, showcase trophy woman, and then 90% this independent woman, confident, do it myself, you'll falter. But you have to be 100% about it. And people will only treat you as bad as you let them. That's one thing you always have to remember.
So, what other advice would you have? And I would say from the kids from age, oh, let's see, the girls start dumbing themselves down when they go from elementary school to junior high. Actually, how do I know this? I have three grandkids, and two of them are twins at 13, and they want to conform. What do you
You,
think about that?
it's a lot easier to conform. I can see where they're coming from, and these apps nowadays don't help, and the trending things don't help. What I can say is, ah, that's a good question. Um, I think they just need to find themselves, what they're good at, their niche. They need to stick to it no matter what anyone else says. And if they do want to start following trends, they need to kind of put their own spin on it so they can make it their own. So they're not followers, but they're kind of, you know, just trying things out. Just to lead by example always.
That's very hard. I mean, my son grew up during the 70s, and when he came home wearing a single glove, I said, that works fine for Michael Jackson,
Right. That's
but you are not a singer, you are an artist. Find something that is you. So, in your world, you have found something that is you. Tell the audience what it is.
I think it's just to be, for starters, I'm very modest. I don't know how to be all glamorous, the eyelashes, the fingernails, the exposure. I know for one, my father would not have that. I think that women are they're supposed to be something you can't see. You may left for the mind to wander, and there's a way to carry yourself. So I think that my modesty in this game is going to change a lot of things, because there are no other female artists out there that are modest, really, that PG-13 what they're saying and believe in it and follow through with it. I think they're just in it for the popularity.
It's very difficult. It is a very fine line. My son is the same way. He's a world-renowned graphic artist. He's sent to Europe, all expenses paid, da 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 da. People come after him. He's a very busy guy. And yet, if you talk to him, he'll look at you and say, it's what I love to do. It's not a big deal. Well, I know what a big deal it is because I had to raise him, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
another story.
Yeah.
However, I have found that the more one he is with his community, with his kids, the more popular he becomes. For example, when he goes to the comic book people
Yeah.
conventions,
Comic-Con, yeah.
his people who come sort of outweigh what the really big ones on top that are all flamboyant and everybody knows them and this and that.
Yes.
And he says these guys get so jealous. And I said, that's because you're human and they're not.
Yeah, right, exactly. And quality, you can always say quality over quantity. Definitely.
Absolutely. So when you wrote your song, did you do it by inspiration? I'm a writer. People say, you're so easy. You're inspired. And I'm going,
I'll tell you the truth. It's like anytime I have a thought, I just put it in my notes on my phone, and then I'll do associated words with that certain topic, and then I go from there to looking at just reading blogs of at all different age women and seeing what they're going through and seeing if I can relate and how I can put into my song the troubling situation I had, how I overcame, and with whom not I didn't come with, if that makes any sense.
yeah, it does. There are a lot of different generations out there, the millennials, Generation C, the baby boomers, and everything that falls in between. Is a lot of your music aimed at that particular group, or is it more universal that any woman can pick it up and say, yes, I relate to this?
I would say any woman. There are a few songs that are a little, well, no, let's not say every woman. Um, if they like it, if they listen to it and like it, perfect. But I'd say the younger generations, yeah, but not in a bad way. There's just certain lingos in there that kids our age nowadays would understand that maybe you wouldn't, I guess you could say. But I do have a couple in there that are some heartwarmers that I know that you would like, and I know that my grandma likes. So yeah, maybe all women.
Well, that's good to hear. Have you thought about maybe doing any rap songs? Because a lot of the rap songs are, well, they put women down or they paint them in a very compromising position.
You're absolutely right. And I actually have a couple rap songs, and I try not to integrate that whole persona at all whatsoever. The twerking, the girls doing this, the girls doing that, because I hate that. And I will say my real name is Rebecca. So when Becky came out,
Yeah.
oh man, it was like over for me. I didn't even know if I wanted to continue to even do anything in this business. So I had to, that's really where my inspiration to overcome that cliche, because not every woman artist is doing all those things. You know, she might be really in it for the right things. So here I am.
Hey, I think you're doing pretty well. I listened to some of your off your little website,
Yeah.
and I listened to your music, and I listened to a few other things to get more information on you, which says that you are truly like I am. You get involved with the world, with the other people out there, and you work with various foundations. Could you please tell the audience about them?
I'm sure. Well, for starters, I donate to any women's shelter that I can. And I try to find out what they need when they need it. I also have like a little private homeless coalition. They're not really big time, but I try to donate to them anytime I can. They have been renovating old hotels and turning them into one bedroom places for homeless people that are willing to give themselves a shot at life, get them IDs, birth certificates, social security cards. I really, really like that. As far as my main thing also is I just like to help women, women's shelters. There's a place called, I cannot remember the name of it right now. Bethel is actually where I'm at right now in Tennessee. And I learned of the place through my sister. And what they do is they house single moms, but these are 12-year-old to 15-year-old moms. So yeah, so they need a lot of attention and they need a lot of leadership skills, and they have no idea what they're doing. So it's kind of fun. And having them in my life, I also get their aspect on things, and it kind of helps with my creativity side.
I would think so. People forget, but I know when I was homesteading up in Maine, the legal age to leave your parents were around 12 or 13. And it was not unheard of for a lot of girls to escape the poverty of their own homes to get married at 14 or 15.
Thinking
All
it
they
was the
had to
right
do
thing
was
to
to
do.
get their parents' permission, and the parents were more than happy
I
because a
know.
lot of them had 12, 13 kids.
And it's sad in this day and age, it's not like that. And these parents don't want anything to do with these little girls. So it's kind of like, I get teared up thinking about it, but shouldn't be like that for people. Everyone
It
should have a
shouldn't be.
chance.
It should not be, but you're having a lot of the religious values being put on these kids who do not accept them because they're 2, 3, 400 years old.
Right.
And what was then no longer applies today.
Yeah. That's right. This company is called Bethel, and they are faith-based. Everything we get is through donations. So one of the major priorities is these girls go to Bible study and go to regular Sunday services, which I don't believe that's too much to ask. And the kids are always taken care of while the girls are there. But even then, are we pushing the religion onto them too hard, or are we just trying to get them to stay safe one extra day and be alive and happy and there to take care of their kids?
I think that there's, again, a fine line. I was a single parent. I raised my child for 15 years by myself beneath the poverty level because I was not prepared to go out into the world and take care of a child. But I brought him up by the 10 Commandments because I pretty much figured it answered everything.
Yeah.
And that as long as you kept by them, chances were he would be okay. And guess what? He came out a lot better than a lot of the kids. I mean, he grew up in Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow.
And he went to the Vanguard schools for gifted and talented kids. And every single one of those parents could not understand how I had a child like that. And I told them that God compensated, which really blew their mind.
Indeed.
And a lot of it's just, I take leaps of faith. That's pretty much what my life is like. I take leaps of faith, and most of the time it comes out okay because your basic faith is there, your belief. I'm not saying that you're worshiping Jesus or something like that, but you do have an inner faith that sustains you. You have an inner faith that sustains you. We call it your soul.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's one thing I do believe people have lost is faith. And I can see why with the media telling that, having these false gods and these false witnesses. And so all these different streaming websites where you can see anything you can imagine, you can see now. So that's why it's even harder trying to be a real raw artist or anything, talk show host, podcast host, anything in this day and age, because with technology out there, there's always that one upper, and it's, you know what I mean? It's that a crossroads. What should I do? Should I go this way or should I go this way? So,
well, it's difficult. And actually, in the end, it's you who give yourself permission to do these things.
Sure.
So let's get back a little bit. For one, you entered the world of masculine music domination. What are some of the things that you encountered?
Well, I haven't really had any human one-on-one contact like this, but I've had to deal with all men with the legalities, getting my logo ready, trademarked, my name, so on and so forth, and all the engineers for my mix and mastering are all men. But it's like I said, it's pretty clean cut in that aspect. I haven't really as far as shows go, I've done some little free shows here and there locally in different cities, and the men are fine once the show's going on. It's like afterwards they start to have some drinks and getting comfortable, and we all know the stereotype. They think that if one female artist has done something like that before, they're all going to. I call it an early night. I don't drink at all. I've never really liked it, not even socially. So that's one thing. I'm very blessed. I don't have any temptation there. So I always just call it a night, get some food. I'm out of here. I don't even mingle with them really. They probably think I'm stuck up, but why? What's the
No,
need?
I mean, as I've been owning this internet station for 15 years, and very few women own internet radio stations. It's just not done. And they're always asking, well, does your husband? I said, no, my husband's dead. And unless he's doing it from across the spiritual realm,
Right.
yes, there's no way. I said, no, this is my baby. He was an organic chemist. He had nothing to do with the station.
Wow. So yeah,
Yeah,
see,
he had his doctorate from Harvard. He was gifted and talented that way.
so
I'm the only
wow.
plain ordinary person in the whole
Oh,
family.
well, I guess that depends on who you ask.
That's true. Absolutely. And I have to
Uh,
tell you, when you look on Google for this video, you'll see this video right up there with Tyler with his daddy's little girl thing right up there.
okay.
If that makes you feel any better. Tyler Perry. Yes,
Oh,
it's right
okay,
up there with Tyler Perry's
okay. Yeah, yeah.
daddy's little girl.
I like Tyler Perry.
Well, I've been on the front page of Google now for a long time. So
I'm
you will.
I'm very honored to meet you.
Well, I'm very honored to meet you. So, Rebecca or Becky or Snowbunny. I love
Yeah.
Snowbunny. I think that's
Thank
just
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
So please tell everybody where they can find you on the World Wide Web, where they can find your daddy's little girl, and most importantly, if you have anything upcoming that you want to share.
Okay. Well, as far as upcoming, my single Daddy's Little Girl is coming out tomorrow, February 7th, 2020, and it will be available on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. I know I'm missing one. It'll be on YouTube. Oh, TikTok. We all know that. That's another
Yes.
thing. I have a TikTok, and my name on there is NHL Snowbunny. And as far as Instagram, it's NHL Snowbunny as well. And I don't know if when I'm going to release the next single, but keep in touch.
I certainly will. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, thank you very much for joining us this morning. And to see this interview all over again with Snowbunny. I like that so much better than Rebecca.
Thank you. See, this is my oh yeah,
your official Snowbunny shirt.
Yes.
Oh, I love
backwards.
that.
Thank
yes.
You. Yeah, and I have leggings on too. See with this side.
Oh, that those leggings would probably sell very well.
Well, yeah. Oh, that's
stick around. We need to talk. Okay. You can see this all over again at https:// World Talk Radio, right-hand side menu, go down, cool your heels, click on it, and voila. You will also see it posted on the blog at PWTR. And next Tuesday evening from 8 to 9 p.m. on AMFM247.com, tune into their TV station and you can see the interview there. You'll see it on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, anything that has video. And then the gentleman takes the audio from the video and plasters it all over the place as an audio. So it's on Spreaker, it's on Spotify, it's Alexa. It's also on, what else? You'll find it. Just look for Lillian Caldwell or Passionate World Talk Radio on Google. We're on the first 20 pages. Trust me, you can't miss it. And before you go away and stray, Samuel Butler had this to say in 1912, men are seldom more commonplace than on supreme occasions. Thank you all very much for listening and for joining us this morning. And remember, please keep listening. Thank you. Okay, now we can